Hi everyone, so I thought I'd bring you along today and show you these little tags that I'm going to decorate. These are coffee dyed. I did them with a big batch that I did last week, and I am going to decorate them in different ways today. These are all going to be used in the journal, the Voyager that I'm working on. So it's going to be along those themes, the ocean and mermaids, etc, etc. So let's make a start. I think first off I'm going to do a stamped one. I'm going to try and keep them quite simple. I don't want to be too fussy with them. So let's start with this one. I'm going to stamp on here a starfish. Now I'm going to colour in this. Which way should we have it? Off-centred? I think so. Just hold that on there for a minute. Okay, so there's our little starfish. There's nothing wrong, it can be left like that, but I just want to zhuzh it up a little bit. Let's look what we have. Let's use a little bit of buffet, and I'm going to use a brush with this. I'm just going to put a little bit of the shiny buffet on the inside. Could use my finger, however I can't get into the points with my finger without it going everywhere, so we'll just use a little paintbrush just to zhuzh it up a little bit. It hasn't got to be perfect because I'm going to go over it with a bit of sparkle, I think. Just to put a bit of sparkle on it, excuse me. I've had to have my windows shut because we're still, the farmers are still busy cutting hay between showers, and we're between some really big farms here, so it can be quite noisy on our road. Plus it's the kids have just come out of school. Excuse me. Okay, so I'm just going to find a glitter, see what we've got. I'm going to use a nail varnish. I've braided all my old nail varnishes. And I'm just going to dab a little bit over that buff. Just to give it. I don't like glitter, as in the little pots of glitter. You get it everywhere, you cannot get rid of it. You can find it on you for weeks. And it always seems to make its way onto my husband's face as well, which is really annoying for both him and me. But this is a nice way of just putting a little bit of sparkle. You see it? Just a little bit of, I'm going to leave that to one side to dry. So that's one done. Okay. Next one, I think let's have look. I always pick which side I like the best as well. That one's almost framed. Okay, let's do this one. I'm going to use a stencil on this one with some gold. Let's have a look. I've got this like scales on, and I'm going to keep the string on there. Put one of those right at the centre of it. Let's straighten it up a little bit, and then I'm just going to go over it now with the gold. I'm just keeping these simple. I'm just decorating the one side, there we go, so that you can write something or a word on the back. Then on the edge of this one, I'm going to use an aquamarine buff. I do use these an awful lot. And I'm just going to go along the edges along here like this, just to give it a bit of a colour hit. Move the string over. Okay, and I'm going to go around the edges on the other side as well. I think sometimes you forget to do both, especially if you're not sticking something down. It's nice to do both sides, or at least put a word on, do something on the back. Don't leave any big cloggy bits. There we go. And I'm going to leave that one as it is. There, that is another one done. You see, shiny. Okay, that's 2 done. Okay, I'll leave the buff to one side because I'm going to use that again. Just give that a little wipe off. Clean my fingers off because otherwise everything will be covered in bits of turquoise. There we go. Okay, this next one, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a simple stamp on. I'm going to put some words on it, some lettering, and then I'm going to add an embellishment. So let's just pop that straight over, give it a press down, and that's got some words on it now. I've used the vintage photo rather than black because I didn't want it too stark with that. And I've got some little embellishments here. I've got an anchor. Let's have a look. I'm going to use the wheel. I'm going to gold it up with the buff just to make it stand out a little bit more because it's the same colour as the backing paper there. So just literally a bit on your finger and rub it into the little, these are the little wooden one, little embellishment I bought. A little box full of all what's the word I'm looking for? Nautical theme. Again, I'm going to get a little brush and I'm just going to use that just to sharpen the edges up where I've put the buff, because when it goes into the gaps it clogs up and it just doesn't look good. So just to tidy it up, I just use a brush to sharpen the edges. Just tidies it up a little bit. Gets rid of any lumpy bits. There. So that's that now gold. Do I do the other side? Let's do the other side. Why not? Got a lumpy bit there. It starts to dry up on your fingers, so you start leaving flakes behind. Again, just sharpen the edges up. Little gaps. And there, that's done. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the string at the top where the knot is, and I'm going to thread the front end through one of the holes on the wheel, like so, and then I'm just going to tie it back up again. The string's coffee dyed as well, so I want to leave that on. You could put something else on if you wanted to, but I like the look of the coffee dyed string on it. Tie it up, and there is our third one complete. Okay, now I will do, let's just stick an embellishment onto this one. So what have we got? Let's put a little seahorse on, and let's get the buff out again. And I'm going to buff him in the aquamarine buffet, same as I just did the little wheel, ship's wheel, on his edges. Over his nose. So use this brush now. I'm just going to make sure I get it in all those little gaps along the edge. Under his chin. I think it just gives it a nicer finish if you can do the edges of them rather than leaving them brown if you are colouring it. Okay, all the way around. There we go. Okay, don't need to do the back because I'm going to stick this one down. Again, just clean off any of the little gaps, tidy him up, and then I'm going to stick him on the corner there. I'm just going to go around the edges of this one with some vintage photo ink, just to and of course not forgetting the back side of it. Go, a little bit of fabric tack. just on the back of him. It's very small, this one, so you just need a little touch. Spread that on there a little bit. And put him upright. And leaning forward just a little, maybe. There. And that is another one. He's shiny. I don't know if you can, it does pick it up just there. That's another little tag done. And maybe got time to do one more. Let's do this one. It's got some nice colouring on it. I'm going to use gold ink pad, and I'm going to see what we can find. A nice shell. See if we can do a gold shell. Looking at a starfish. I'm just going to pop the shell right in the centre there. Press it down, hold it for a minute. I'm going to go for it again. It is quite gold. There we go. That's got some more gold in it. And then I'm going to go around the edge with a little bit of blue buff, I think. Right up the corners on this one. It was nice with the coffee stain. There's a little bit on the other. I say I've got it everywhere now. Look. Everything's covered in turquoise buff. There we go. If you've enjoyed watching me do these, give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe. That'd be super, thank you. And give these a go. They're great fun. You can do anything. It's just that I'm using this theme to match the journal that I'm working on. That is a little bit of gold shine on there. So there are 5 very different little tags that can be used in the journal. Thanks for watching and see you again soon. Take care. Bye.